Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of the Bad Idea Bros. So if you've been following along on the channel, you know that I've been living it up and doing some riding in Tasmania. Well, unfortunately, that's come to a close and I'm now back in New Zealand. However, the riding here is spectacular and I'm certainly not disappointed. But I thought it was fitting that we start the riding in New Zealand with some old friends. And we've got the Keeways too. Alright guys, so if you've been following the channel from the beginning, then this face next to me will be familiar. But for those of you who don't know, this is Chris. So in the beginning, it was Chris and I on the Keeways. We did the Keeway to the island ride and it's just sort of escalated from there. So as I mentioned just earlier, it would be a lot of fun to get back into things the way we began. So in that air, we're going to be recreating a ride that we did right at the beginning.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Bad Idea Bros. Today we are at the top of the Port Hills and we're going to tackle the Huntsbury Trail.
So guys, very excited for this one, and what do you say? We get the helmets on and get into this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Alright man, we ready to do this?
Absolutely we are.
Let's get into it. After you, good sir.
And we're off.
Guys, I felt like this was such a fitting way to start the rides back in New Zealand. Obviously Chris hasn't been on the channel for a very long time, but we're still mates and there's no issues with chucking him on the bike for a bit of fun. So good to be back on the Keeways. Absolute troopers. I was expecting a bit of trouble. I just passed Chris there.
So after I got onto sport bikes, I was on a Yamaha MT-07. We did a small video of that. I don't know if you guys remember a BMW G310R, which Troy was on, and my MT-07, which is a grey one. I actually sold that and bought a yellow MT-07 and turned it into a bit of a wheelie bike. And that's obviously why I disappeared from the channel for so long. I was injured, let's say. I had a wee crash, which is no surprise if you guys remember. When we first started riding bikes, I was very new to it and I had many wee offs. Which, you know, was a lot of fun, but you know, the crash I had on the MT-07 was pretty serious. I was out of work for 7 months, but you know, it doesn't take away the passion that you have for being on two wheels. With you guys, coming out on a ride with Troy today is an absolute pleasure, but it is bringing back a few of my nerves going off-road. I have enjoyed it. I did enjoy it when we were doing it in the past, but it's been a long time since I've been on loose gravel and off-road tracks on these wee bikes. So yeah, definitely got a few butterflies in the tummy going here, but I'm sure when I get into it, start actually getting on the track, enjoying myself, it will all go away and I'll just be having fun. But I'm just praying I don't come off today. It's definitely something I'm not planning to do, but you know, it's a pretty easy track we're doing today, so we should be fine.
Wow, this hill is considerably steeper than I remember it being. Back to second. Far out. There we have it guys, onto the gravel. How was that, man?
Yeah, it's good. I was just having a wee talk to the camera then about the nerves that are coming back for going off-road. It's been a long time since I've been on a dirt track, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it once we get into it.
Dude, this is like probably as easy as they get. There's got to be some holes and washouts, but it'll be sweet.
I do remember this one.
Yeah, we've been here a couple of times now. A very long time ago though. But as I've mentioned in the previous episodes on this one guys, it is a multi-use trail. It is a paper road, so motorcycles and cars are allowed, but we will need to keep an eye out for obviously the dog walkers, the mountain bikers, the hikers and that sort of thing. But what do you think? Should we get into this?
I'm excited, man. Let's do it.
Alright, after you.
go. The nerves are here, but we're into it. Oh, there we go. So this is a prime example of the multi-use road. Should have gone up there, but that's okay. Thank you.
You guys okay? Yep.
I don't know if bringing a boat up this road is the best idea, but you can't control what people get up to, right?
Oh wow, haven't had the Keeway off-road in some time, guys, and I forget how unique it is. Oh dear.
Yep, we're downhill. I remember I can't remember what track it was Troy and I did on the Keeway to the Island Adventure. There was a downhill section and it was gruesome. Super rocky. Troy's clutch blew out. I can't remember what happened to my bike. Oh, that was it was the Hakamatia. I'm pretty sure it was the Hakamatia that I dropped my bike in the river and she ran on water for a good time instead of oil. These bikes are honestly indestructible, the amount of stuff we put these through, and they've just kept going. They've taken the abuse. Oh, big rocks, there we go. And they just keep going and going. Oh, bumpity bump, woohoo! And off we go.
Oh, far out. I do love this little bike. It's not the most refined thing off-road, but oh, the grin factor.
When I first started riding with Troy, here's a story for you. I was absolutely terrified of the idea of coming off-road. One, because I'd never done it before and I was learning how to ride a bike off-road. I mean, yes, riding in a paddock is very different to riding on trails, but we weren't just riding in paddocks, as you can see from the start of the channel here. So I was terrified of coming off, doing myself a mischief. You know, I did come off, you know, multiple times, you guys know that. But the fun that we had doing this makes the potential injury worth it. Oh, big hole!
Cracker of a view as always.
Whoa. You forget it's there, man. Like that road down there is the one I used to scoot around on the road bike, and I never used to look out there. I was looking too much into the corners.
Yep.
Wow.
So that was your little off-road experience.
Man, honestly, I had so much fun just doing that. I was reminiscing on when we did our ride for the Keeway to the Island.
Yep.
How scared I was to go off-road in case I came off.
Yep.
And now it's fun. I enjoy it because I've had road bikes. I've gone faster. I've come off, which, you know, I was just saying, the Hakamatia, that downhill.
Yes, yeah.
When your clutch blew out and
Yep.
I was running on water after dropping in the river. It takes away the fear when you've done it and you've gone through hell like we did on that ride.
Yeah.
It becomes enjoyable.
It's funny, man, because even though I obviously still have not given up adventure riding in
Yeah.
the slightest, coming back to this little bike, it's a bit of a pig. It's not refined.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it for that.
Yeah.
So it does two things. So comparative to my Versys, or probably more so my Rally, you have to really pick your lines on these little bikes. You can't just point and shoot.
Yeah.
What would be nothing, like, you know, you blat the throttle on the bigger bike and just let the front wheel pop over a hole or whatever. You can't do that with these, so you need to be really clinical with where you're going. You're also going a lot slower, but the grin factor is just all the way up there with these little things.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I have genuinely missed it. I'm so glad that we came out and did this today, because this is what I needed. But considering they've been sitting for so long, they just go.
Yeah.
Yep. I was saying the amount of stick that we've given these over the years
Oh,
and how they're
dude.
still going is unbelievable.
These things have no right to be
No.
going. I mean, people, like, literally when we did that Keeway to the Island ride, before that, people were saying that these were never going to make it. We were going to die. Like,
Yep.
They did it.
They did it, and they're still going.
We were green as the bikes were completely unsuitable. I'm actually glad that we did do that so early on, because having ridden other stuff off road now, I didn't realise how tricky and difficult these little things are.
Yeah.
So it was just another day at the office back then, wasn't it?
It was.
But guys, we're going to enjoy this view for a little bit, and then we're going to carry on up the tarmac that way into those very foreboding looking dark clouds. Should be fun.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Nearly came off.
One nod, I didn't get away from the second one.
He was very serious a second time.
He was.
So I was originally planning to do Summit Road, but
Oh, close.
I guess we go down through there for a bit.
I guess we have to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Detours are fun. It's been absolute years since I've ridden a little bike down these roads, and honestly I thought I wouldn't enjoy it because of how much slower they would be, but I'm still having fun. And that's the whole point of why we ride motorbikes, isn't it? Go out, have some fun, enjoy the time outside.
Guys, I have to admit it's a bit funny. I wasn't sure how it was going to be getting back on the Keeway, but in all honesty, it fits like an old glove. It's got its good points, it's got its bad points, it's got its great points, but it honestly doesn't feel like I've been off the bike at all. And as I may have mentioned earlier on, these things have sat for quite some time, so they've had a little bit of maintenance, like we did an oil change, checked the tyre pressures, reconnected the batteries, put some fresh fuel in them, they're good to go. I mean, what a warhorse.
Absolute element here. So being friends with Troy, it's been watching him grow from, you know, sport bikes to little bikes to these little things to off-road bikes. He's definitely changed the way he rides, and it's an absolute pleasure to see, you know, how skilled of a rider he's become. I see where you're taking us. We came down here on one of our very first rides, which obviously we're emulating. I'd actually forgotten this. Go and pull in and stop at the marina here for a bit of a photo probably. Oh, it's that classic. First neutral, second neutral, no, neutral, no, god damn it. It's there somewhere. Oh, god. There it is. We found it.
Oh dear. How fun was that?
Oh man, this has just brought back so many memories.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much for inviting me out, man. This is the way to spend a day, eh?
More than welcome, dude. And it's only really the morning. And we've managed to dodge the crap looking weather, but it is coming in pretty quick over the hills. So. And there we have it, guys. What a cracking way to get back into riding in New Zealand. I was a bit hesitant as to how the Keeway would feel, but in all honesty, it was just getting back to something I'm used to. No problems at all. It felt immediately comfortable and familiar, and the gravel was nice to get back onto, but not something I want to do long term on the Keeways anymore, I don't think. But Chris, been a very long time for you, man. What do you think?
Well, honestly, man, I enjoyed it. So I was saying to the camera, I was actually thinking about getting another small bike, mainly to be able to take it off-road and get back into enjoying the actual experience of riding instead of just going out and going fast, fixing that adrenaline rush. This itches in a completely different scratch, so definitely thinking about getting another small one.
Dude, definitely. The small bikes have a grin factor, and getting them off-road, although possibly not the most comfortable of things ever, it is a lot of fun.
Yep.
But guys, we genuinely had a cracking morning. The weather is coming in fast, so we're going to pull the pin here. But as always, guys, we thank you for following along, and we hope to see you in the next one. Bye.